Hey everyone, I have an announcement to make. I made a rather big decision yesterday um, concerning basically the future of my soul and what I'm going to do with the different parts of me um, as things progress. Um, the so my soul, uh, I also call it my blue soul or blue body or teenage soul or inner child. It's I have a lot of names, but it's the same thing. Is uh, hidden like in a little another dimension, a little pocket, um, and it's a little chamber right abutting the uh, holding cell of all of the power that the Antichrist power, the power that comes from all of the stored up sin of the ages, and the the way it's meant to work is that um, the power will emanate uh, from me out of my brokenness hole, and then at the end of the power will come my soul, which will uh, fill in the hole and cease to, and will, yeah, like I said, it'll fill in the brokenness hole and restore my body to wholeness. Um, but I discovered there's a better thing to do with my soul. I I wanted I want to do the best thing that I can with it. Uh, I guess I've become pretty comfortable with the idea of um, functionally not having a soul, like how I've been living. Um, and I guess I feel like I don't have that great of it. My attachment to it is not strong enough to be an obstacle to um, a plan in which my blue soul and purple soul separate. So anyway, what we're gonna do is my blue soul will right toward the end of right when the last particle of error of sin um, is about to go out um, and do its thing. Um, it will um, it will latch onto the back of it and basically ride it through to where um, that power is going, which is um, the son of fiveness. Um, so basically, the son of fourness is like some the I don't quite know how to say it. I'm trying to say something with a drain in the analogy, like a puddle after the drain clears or something. But um, what I really need to say is that um, so these these particles of sin um, are being led to, uh, or depending on the model that they already are in this chamber, wherein fusion is going to take place, where they're actually um, like becoming a star. And I just had a important realization about my decoder eyes. just realized I really am making a new sun for fiveness rather than um, following the old one. Uh, so there's something to be pondered there. But anyway, so these particles are joining together in groups of 5 and fusing into pentachoral particles, particles of 4 dimensions of space. Um, so the little guy hangs on through all of that, and then after the fusion, there's still one. Um, there's still an intersection. Basically, the particles won't have left the room. Their bases will remain um, remain there, while the new 4-dimensional stuff will pop up into the 4th dimension. So anyway, this is something that I think actually I'm going to do something unusual for me and just completely omit something important, because I don't have it, I don't understand it fully, and I don't understand it fully, and it comes up against some of my more academic discoveries that I want to share and be recognized for eventually. So I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. So, but between those two things, I'm gonna tell you that that this little guy, my inner child, my blue soul, um, will ride that same uh, tetrahedral particle into fiveness, and then it will, because it's kind of like the sun is being filled in by layers, like spiraling around, and the last particle will go in the center. So, filled from the outside in. So, shouldn't have said that. So, basically, um, what we do is um, that that particle is there. Um, that particle being my soul. Um, its job will be um, to dance the pattern, to be the source of all Christ's light, um, by dancing the pattern in the center of that sun, the sun of the next dimension up. Um, and this is important and worthwhile because it's the best way to save Faerie. Faerie, your experiences probably won't line up with mine because it's like a time irrelevant kind of thing, but I pretty much destroyed Faerie or killed it. But then I put it, draped it onto the sun, on the outside of the sun, and that acts like a deep freeze for it. So it's very unpleasant for them. It's like a strong antipsychotic, I think. Um, but they're still alive. And I promised promised whoever, I made a promise that I would restore Faerie. And I, so what what I discovered is that okay, I'm gonna skip a few parts. I haven't been looking at the camera at all. Gosh, I forgot that basic thing. So basically, my teenage soul, my little blue guy, is going to be the Lord of Faerie, uh, located at the center of the star, and Faerie itself will be located on the inner surface of the star. So um, the surface, but on the inside facing in, and they'll be they will be free um, to soar deeper and deeper into the sun, and because of the way the sun and some other stuff is constructed, it kind of they can just do that forever if they want to. Like they'll never really get to the center. So anyway, so this fairy is um, I want to say it's slightly better, but I don't know if it really is, and it's not really my place to to figure out. I do know that God has abolished greed. Greed is the practice of hurting others to raise your own energy level. Um, God's made that stop functioning when I destroyed Faerie. Because Faerie was green, and death, black death, was the kind of like the shadow of Faerie, like the result of using all that green to run for so long. Um, so anyway, inside the sun, the conditions, the physical conditions will be basically identical to um, how they had been living because of the similarity or even continuity of ether and uh, the plasma of a star. So, um, so where am I now? Um, um, so I mentioned that that doing the pattern, the dance, doing the dance, which is a pattern, uh, produces Christ-like. Um, the pattern itself is the source of all Christ-like. Um, the way that Christ is embedded into everything physical here on Earth is an aberration. It's only there because of the fall, because we needed Jesus to come save us. But it wasn't supposed to be like that. What it's supposed to be is the pattern um, runs the whole thing. Um, so, so Faerie will get um, some Christ-like for the first time. Uh, it's I'm not really sure how the pattern dance creates Christ-like. I strongly intuit that it does, but um, I guess I also, what I'm trying to figure out how to say is that um, the I'm sorry, y'all. This is just getting taxing. Um, so uh, I have a I also believe, and I don't know how to resolve this, that um, the Christ light shed onto Faerie will be very minimal because it will only be the amount of light produced by one little soul, my soul. Um, and furthermore, the Christ light will be um, red instead of blue, um, but it'll serve the same function and have the same structure. Um, and then there's so Faerie used to be green, now it's orange. Orange being red and yellow. So it's a lot closer to the yellow side of things. I'll show you what I was just looking at. I guess never mind. So the red is ethereal red. It's not like fully material red, because Faerie couldn't handle that. It's just ether. So it has red's characteristic is mass, gravity. It has much less of that because of the. I'll show you here. Um, and it had been green, green and black. That's awful. So I flipped it from here to here. Um, so the yellow's in common, but there's a switch from blue to red, which corresponds to the change in the color of Christ's light. Um, so that's how Faerie goes. Uh, I spend a lot of time thinking about Faerie and the sun and suns in general and um, black holes. Um, I think that the Faeries will be like, at first they'll probably think they're like 80, 85, scratch the 80, 85% satisfied with their new life, their new world. Um, but I think because they have Christ present now in their society, um, I think their contentedness will definitely rise over time, and I'm not sure if it'll ever. I'm not sure if it'll ever be as good as it was. No, it will. It'll just take a long time. Um, anyway, so that's why I'm giving up my soul, and luckily, Bright has a plan for fixing my body of its brokenness uh, without requiring the soul. Um, I'm in good hands. Everything's going as it should. And I'm eager for all of these decisions and realizations to take actual effect, to um, be manifest. And some of the stuff happens in the ether, so it can be manifest just by thinking about it. It doesn't have to get any farther than that. So that's all I've got for you today. Thank you.